on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we are on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we are on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! All right, here we go. I know you guys know this one. When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. When life gets you down, you can see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. So excited to be united with you. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. Where love lives here. Love lives here.
Good morning. We at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino Tongva, it's one, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly on this land. We recognize our oneness so that we decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as God intended in harmony with nature and with one another. Hi, my name is Dinah Williams. I am one of the licensed practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, as well as Core Council President. One would think that I would be able to say that without looking at my notes, but apparently not. It's my distinct honor and privilege to be the guest host today, while Rev Jeff has, as usual, a much-deserved Sunday off. I'd like to say hello to everyone joining us on our live stream. Hi! And let me see, Jan, Hi, Jan. Hi, Dr. Naima. Hi, Karen. She's right here, too. Rev Jeff's mom's in the house. And his dad. So good morning, everyone. So good morning. Thank you. We have a wonderful guest speaker today, and we'll be seeing her in just a few minutes. But first, we've got some music to get things revved up.
Yeah, I love it. All right, you guys, let's sing our love. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Yes, we do. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Dance our joy. Dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. And I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Woo-hoo.
Good morning. I'm Amber Holland, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for... Good morning. One of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Dinah Williams and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room behind the lobby. Please do not leave here with anything on your heart. We would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. From a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that can never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God. I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. From a world of chaos and noise. So I wake from these precious moments when I hear all that can never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself.
If everyone can please join me in consciousness, closing your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. Resting in the still, quiet place of the silence, of the divine, where everything is good and perfect, where there's just one illuminating light in the darkness, one sound, one voice, one whisper. It is the name that I call God, the spirit within. Everything and everyone, the beauty of a sunrise and sunset, the unconditional love that flows through each and every living being. It is the energy, the joy, the splendor, the joy in each and every child's eye, the name of all names. It is the past and the present. It is this moment right here and now. It is the ever-blooming flower of life, the mother to this earth. Adonai, Elohim, Yahweh. It is God. It is everything that I am. Each and every part of me is made of this pure and perfect spirit. From the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, I am made that everything that the divine is. And as I know this for myself, I know this for each and every person here and each and every person within the sound of my voice, that we are all manifestations of God dancing through this beautiful life, connected hand in hand with God, full of all of the goodness of the Creator, the clarity, the love, the abundance, the joy, the peace. And knowing this, I bless this moment, knowing that each and every step in all of our lives that brought us to this moment is perfect. But there is nothing else that it could be. And knowing this, I bless this moment of transformation, that we may leave here knowing that the only thing that exists is now, that there is nothing in the past, nothing in the future that has power. That we leave here knowing that we are the love of the divine, that we can openly forgive any person that has hurt us, anything that has challenged us. That we can leave here knowing that we are the love of God, that we can simply say yes, yes to now, yes to love, yes to the gift of forgiveness, the gift of growth, the gift of God. That we let this day be the day that the Lord has made, that we rejoice and are so glad in it. And I simply let this be so. And together we say, and so it is.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy.
I am filled with loving kindness. I am well.
I am well.
I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. And may I be happy. And may I be happy.
Woo! Oh, wow. And we have more. Oh, thank you, Jabel. Thank you, Jeff. As always, so beautiful. And Amber, your invocation, divine, as always. Okay, so now we're going to say our focus statement. And let's make Rev Jeff, when he sees this, take notice. And I'm not going to worry about all the letters because that's confusing to me. We're just going to do it loud and proud, people. Are we ready? Yeah. All right. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Awesome. So today I'm so happy to see our speaker. I'm always happy to see her in all her glowing beauty, joy, and wisdom. And yes, I wrote that down so I wouldn't forget because I thought of it last night. And I said, dang it, I do not want to forget that because that is exactly how I feel about Rev Victoria Bomberry. She is our Minister of Transformation here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, and she is the Vice Chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee of Centers for Spiritual Living. So please, Reverend, our dearest beloved, please welcome and revere Reverend Victoria Bomberry.
Estongo, Chukayadega. Buenos dias a todos. Good morning, everyone. Reverend Victoria Bomberry, Chahok Chopka, Mi nombre es Victoria Bomberry. I am Reverend Victoria Bomberry. And I'm so happy to be here with you this morning, and I thought I would practice 3 languages this morning. I don't speak Kawia or Tonga or Luiseño or any of those languages. I am indigenous from the eastern part of this continent, and my family, I was born and raised in Oklahoma. And, you know, some of you know that I travel to South America frequently, and so Spanish is another language that I use. It's so good to be with you on this glorious, glorious day. You know, every day I wake up and I take a look out the window, and I am just stunned by what we live in here in California. We are so blessed, and every day is a glorious day. And it fits right in with this year's theme, living everyday wonder, right? Every day is a day of wonder. February's theme is inner life. Now, when I got the packet with all of this year's themes and the monthly themes, I read February as inner light. So, as I was doing work for February, I kept saying inner light. And then I realized, oh, it says inner life. But I thought, well, that really fits, doesn't it? Because our life is light. We are light beings. And the evidence of this is that, scientists have discovered that at the moment of conception, there is a light that is given off. Can you imagine? Isn't that incredible? So we have that inner light in us from the very moment that we begin our journey in this life. And I'm always just stunned by that. And we have this inner light to guide us throughout our entire journey here. Life and inner light are inextricably bound. The title of today's talk is Forgive to Live. Spring is approaching, and I was talking to my prayer partner this week, and, I was kind of feeling that stirring of, oh, yeah, I've got to clean this up, and look at that. It's time to kind of cut all those dead branches off. I mean, all of those things that come up when we start to feel that rise of spring in our bodies, right? We get those urges. Does anyone else feel that way? Yeah, okay. We know it. It's sort of part of how we're wired. That's one of the gifts that we've been given, is to know the changing of the seasons and what it brings. And I was talking to my prayer partner, and she was saying, something came up for me this week. And she said, I feel like I need to do more forgiveness around this. And I thought, well, this is the perfect time, because in spring, we are sweeping everything away. We're sweeping those cobwebs out. We're sweeping any kind of emotional thing that is dragging us down. We're sweeping that out of our lives. And forgiveness comes up in the spring as well, because we're ready to sweep that out of our life and come into our full blossoming. There's, for my people, there's a ceremony in the spring, and that's exactly what it's dedicated to. And there's a lot of cleansing, there's fasting, there's cleansing, there's getting rid of all that accumulation of whatever has come up. And a part of that also involves forgiveness. So this is not only, I know my people aren't the only people who do this. This is sort of what we do throughout humanity, is to practice forgiveness. Sometimes I think I've processed something and done all the forgiveness work necessary. And then here it comes again, right? And I used to get really frustrated and angry about that. Be like, oh, darn, here it is again. And I'd be just upset. And, at this point, after going around the sun several times, several decades, right? When it comes up now, it doesn't have the same charge to it. Right now it's like, oh, okay, there you are again, friend. Okay, I can see you. And what else do I need to learn from this experience? So it doesn't have that same hurt or anger or frustration to it. It is an opportunity to learn. And a lot of times, what I'm learning is that it's not about forgiving someone else that it's showing up. It's about forgiving something that I have held on to, and it's mine, right? I need to forgive that. And Jesus put it really simply. Forgive others, and you will be forgiven. And that's Luke 6:37. And a lot of people think that means that God's not going to forgive us if we don't forgive, right? But God doesn't condemn or hold grudges. That's just not in the nature of God. God doesn't even pay attention to any of that. That's beyond what God sees. God sees who we are. And we are the ones that do that. We hold ourselves in bondage. We're the ones who are holding ourselves back. So when we align with God, we can be as God is and forgive ourselves. Forgiveness is a sacred act that allows us to reconnect with Source and with ourselves. We can never be truly free unless we can forgive. Fred Luskin, who did research on forgiveness with the Stanford Forgiveness Projects, writes, in careful scientific studies, forgiveness training has been shown to reduce depression, increase hopefulness, decrease anger, improve spiritual connection, and increase emotional self-confidence. Isn't that amazing? That's what forgiveness can do. All of those things. And other research shows that people who are more forgiving report fewer health and mental problems and fewer physical symptoms of stress. And we can look at, we can kind of look around at how people have been stirred up over these past couple of years, right? There's been a lot of people who are stirred up and stressed, and there's a lot of holding on and a lot of unforgiveness. So it's no wonder that we see so much stress and we see so much tension and strife, right? Because we have not been actively engaged in this forgiveness. And it's for us to do. That's our work to do. In the book of Forgiveness by Desmond Tutu and his daughter Mifo Tutu, they outline a fourfold process of forgiving that includes telling the story, naming the hurt, granting forgiveness, and renewing or releasing the relationship. And I want to talk a little bit about this just so that we know what we're doing here. Now, telling the story doesn't mean running here and running there and just shouting out your grievances to anybody over and over and over again, right? That's not what it's about. We have to be clear about, what it is that's causing us hurt, but it's not something that we just kind of build on, right? And reinforce. And, that hurt has to be named. That hurt has to be named. And granting forgiveness is what we are engaged in. How do we forgive? On the fourfold path in this process, we need a witness. And I really like that word witness. And we use it often, you know, we use it often in terms of our own spiritual growth, being our own witness. But we also need that outside witness that we tell our story to. It can be a trusted friend. It can be someone that we go to, a practitioner. It can be a therapist. It can be your minister. But it is that witness. And what does the witness do? The healing version of being seen and heard is someone must give you their unconditional attention without an agenda. It's not about fixing or making you feel better. It's about being with you no matter how you feel. And everyone has probably had the experience of trying to tell someone a story of our pain and hurt. And then the person that we're talking to will suddenly break in, right? And talk about something from their past. And basically, they're hijacking your story, right? They're not being a witness. Somehow they're taking over this sacred place where you're trying to tell and name the hurt that you're experiencing. So it's done, and I know that people who do that are doing it to try to make us feel better. But what we're talking about is being that witness for someone and finding that witness for yourself when you need it. We listen deeply as we open our hearts to hear the story that that person is telling. Just listening and taking it in. Just being there. That story is unique to that person. Even if we've had a similar experience, that story is absolutely unique to that person. Witnessing is a powerful thing we can do for one another as we accompany those who are brave enough to be vulnerable with us. We are accompanying them. That's all we're doing. We're accompanying them. And what an honor and privilege that is. Let's just take a moment to go within and remember a time when someone has been a witness for you. Or if you haven't had that experience yet, imagine what it would be like to have someone be a witness for you. You might want to gently place your hand on your heart. And just take a moment to feel that witnessing presence. And you can open your eyes. How does it feel to be seen and heard in that moment? For me, I find myself grateful and moved when I have been truly heard and seen. I feel that. And I feel safe and able to let go and release the burden. And there's a real sense of freedom that other person has given me, right? Gandhi said, I want freedom for the full expression of my personality. And that's a basic human yearning, to be ourselves. Being ourselves includes the open place where we can truly meet another without the mask that we may feel forced to wear on our daily lives. That persona, right? That persona that we take on, whatever it might be. And we can take that off and truly be ourselves. We know that belonging, we feel like we belong when we've been seen and heard. And we know that belonging and love go hand in hand. Once we cross the artificial barriers that we have erected, we can build intimate relationships, make friends, and forge the freedom that we desire for ourselves. This is not a solitary endeavor, although there is time for solitude. We are creating real relationships. And that's what we do in community, right? That's what we're always about. And I never want to leave the podium without talking about relationships and making kinships with one another. Because in relationship, we know God. And I believe that is our pathway as human beings. That's how we get to know God. I want to tell a couple of stories about forgiveness. When I was much younger, I had an experience of betrayal. And, we can have things about forgiveness. All kinds of situations can happen. And mine was about betrayal. And it was damaging in every way imaginable to me personally, to my family, to my work, to everything. It was a horrible thing, and it really knocked me for a loop. And on my part, there was a certain amount of spiritual bypass in the way that I handled it. Because I was young, I was inexperienced. This was, I'd had little betrayals, in my life. I hadn't had something that was so momentous and damaging to me. And I did the spiritual bypass, I believe, because I wanted to take the high road. I wanted to do what was right. That was my intention. And it was a good intention, but I was only partially able to be who I was in that moment, right? And I accomplished, I believe, what I wanted to on the outer part of it, but the part that was lacking was the inner part. I wasn't able to accomplish what I needed in that situation for myself. So I took all of that stuff and I locked it away inside of me. And I avoided talking about it. Oh, first step in forgiveness, right? Name the hurt. Well, I just locked it away. And I never said a negative word about the situation or anyone involved. Never. Okay. So it can be admirable, right, to not speak negatively of others. That can be admirable. But there's a lot of things there. There's some nuance there too, right? And there's some basic things that we can follow on this path of forgiveness. So over the years, and I'm talking years, those things that I denied myself began to take their toll. I didn't recognize my rage. and what I was doing to my body. And I know that some people may have had similar experiences. We don't recognize our rage, or we're told to tamp it down. And yet, if we do not recognize it, we cannot move through it. So what changed? Well, one of the things that I noticed was that I was very distrustful, even of my best friends. Isn't that horrible to think, oh, having trust issues with your very best friends? And I could intellectually know something, but it finally made its way from the intellect into some sort of action that I needed to take. And there was a third force involved. And what was that third force? It was the witness. I needed that witness. I needed to tell my story. I needed to name that hurt. And that witness reached out when I couldn't do that reaching. I accepted the witness and took the step toward forgiveness, including forgiving myself. I accepted the rage that I felt. It was there and I had to acknowledge it, right? Before it could kind of dissipate. And under the rage was almost unbearable emotional pain that was manifesting in different parts of my body. And the body speaks when we don't. I realized that I had done the best that I could have done under the circumstances and released myself from the bondage of rage, regret, with the help of that witness. Many people I've talked to over the years have said that forgiveness was the hardest part of the process for them. Forgiving themselves, right? What I found is that I could not move forward forgiving others until I could forgive myself, right? I couldn't do that. And, for me, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over a period of many years. And when we get these spiritual tools, it's much easier to understand. Yes, there are some steps in this process. Yes, it's not just forgiving 70 times 7, right? It is a process. It is a process. It's not just taking what is dished out. It is also standing up for yourself and forgiving yourself when you don't, right? So there's a lot of things in forgiveness. And in our families, sometimes we have things that happen to us, right? And in our workplaces, in our extended families, in these networks, kinship networks, we have things that are very difficult to deal with, and we have to go through this process. So when I finally forgave, there was nothing I needed or wanted from the other person by that point. I didn't need an apology. I didn't need anything from them, right? It was no amends were necessary. Nothing. And I think, my fantasy was, oh yeah, I want this apology from them. I want this, I want that. I think that was kind of rolling around in the back of my head. But in true forgiveness, none of that ends up mattering. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything was just washed away. And I'm reminded of the Psalm of David. And I'm going to read the whole thing because I love it. Praise the Lord, my soul. And this is Psalm 103. All my inmost being, praise his holy name. Praise the Lord, my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your sins and heals all your diseases, who redeems you from the pit and crowns you with love and compassion, who satisfies your desire with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt like my youth was renewed. I felt so light and easy when forgiveness was finally mine, right? And it was there all along when I finally claimed that forgiveness. And I know that, the crown that we wear is love and compassion. We talk about that here all the time. That's our crown. That's our royalty, love and forgiveness. That's who we are. So that's our inner light, and our inner life is love and forgiveness. Now, I could tell a lot of stories of forgiveness, and I could keep us here all morning and to the afternoon. But I just want you to know that forgiveness is a process, and it is something that we can do. Maybe it doesn't come easily to us, but it will come as long as we do the steps, do the work, take one step at a time toward forgiveness. And as we gain facility, and as the Buddhists would say, as we become more skillful, right? Forgiveness does come easily. We can see someone, oh, I understand that person. I understand where they're coming from. And we can easily allow it to go, to leave, to be released. That doesn't mean we ignore it, right? But we don't hold on to it. We can see, and we can love, and we can have that compassion, true compassion. Ernest Holmes says something that I think is really, really powerful. Humanity's ignorance of their real nature binds them until they come to see things as they really are, not as they appear to be. So when we look at somebody with new eyes, with love and compassion, we see who they really are. When we look at ourselves with those new eyes of love and compassion, we see who we really are. And we are all free. So this week, as we go through our house cleaning, our spring cleaning, our forgiveness work, let's remember to forgive, to live, to honor all life. And just as the poet Mary Oliver says, I bow to each of you. And so it is. So let's turn within. And I'm so grateful to recognize God in this very moment, knowing that God is all there is. And I'm choosing to call God the master of breath today, knowing that God is love and compassion. That as we align ourselves with God, as we become one with God, we know that we are truly, truly blessed with all the qualities of God. We have them at our fingertips at all times. Any and every situation that we find ourselves in is guided and guarded by the Most High. That our words are words of healing. That our eyes are eyes that see the ultimate reality, see the beauty and the perfection in every part of creation. And I'm so grateful for all of this. I'm grateful that we have the capacity to forgive one another, to love one another, to release ourselves and others from any and all damaging words, actions, and deeds. And I know that we receive peace in every moment that we are willing to forgive, that we are willing to live life as we are intended to live it, free and happy and in joy. And I am grateful for all of this, and I allow it to be. I release my word into the action of the law, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Kalamaya.
Please forgive
Ui,
me.
Kalamaya.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
I love you.
Lohavawi away. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry,
Kalamaya.
forgive me.
We Kalamaya.
Thank you,
Mahalo.
I love you.
Aloha Yahweh. I'm sorry.
Kalamaya.
Please forgive me.
Kalamaya.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
I love you.
Aloha Maui away. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ikamaya.
Jabel and Jeff, you guys are amazing. And thank you, Rev Victoria. That was a beautiful message. And it definitely isn't 70 times 7 because I tried that. It helped. Didn't finish it. So I invite our beloveds in service this morning to come forward. Receiving on behalf of our congregation this morning is practitioner Amber Holland. And collecting on behalf of our congregation is Frank Conley and Cindy Lambert. And I'm impressed because it's not written down. I invite you to take out what you are choosing to contribute this morning, recognizing that contributing is a way of participating in the law of circulation, participating in the flow. And what we know when we contribute to the center, we are contributing and sending love to each other and support to each other because we our Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. One of the easiest ways to contribute is via text to give, and that's 951-419-5858. Type in the amount and hit send. You can also find links to contribute on our website, riverside.org, riversidecsl.org, in the upper right-hand corner under the tab Contribute. You can also contribute right here in the sanctuary or via mail. Snail mail, that old thing. Whatever you are choosing to contribute, I invite you to hold over your heart. And let's say our affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed. And so it is.
All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love of a life that can hold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can behold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. All the joy and love that a life can hold. I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good, all that's good, all that's good.
Okay, time for announcements. We have a new member class today, starting today, 4 o'clock. I believe that you can, there we go. So it's on Zoom, and you can go to the website to get the link, and it's at 4 o'clock, and we love to have new members at our center. It is such a joy to be a member of this community. Of course, we love anyone who participates, but being a member just adds a little extra something. I don't know. So, and it definitely adds something to our community. So please join us via Zoom at 4 o'clock for the new member class. It's this Sunday and next Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday and next Sunday. Second, I am teaching a class called Mental Equivalence starting on March 6th. And if you have any challenges with picturing your best life in your head, with really getting that big, beautiful picture that Spirit wants for you, because Spirit wants, we don't have children, we don't create something to have less than for that something, right? To have it have a diminished experience, right? We create and Spirit creates for the biggest possible experience. And so seeing and feeling and really knowing that biggest possible experience of your life, that's what this class will help you with. So it's 5 weeks. It's 2 hours, actually, from 4 to 6, starting on March 6th. You can sign up for it online at riversidecsl.org. And our last and most important announcement, at least I think so, maybe not most important, but she is my daughter. So Jocelyn has for all of you.
Hello, beloveds. Yeah, thank you. Hi, so in case you don't know me, I'm Jocelyn. I've been in CSL my whole life, and I'm a pretty cool person, I think. My opinion, which is good opinion. And I'm super good at public speaking. So I study studio arts at Cal State San Bernardino, and right now I'm working on an installation project in my school about feminism and about how women perceive themselves. My goal is to make the viewers appreciate their own unique glory. So if you'd like to assist me with that, I'd like to get as many people involved as I can. And if you go outside and head to your right, this is the right, head to your right to the stairs. I have a table there where you can write love letters to yourself. And I'd really appreciate having those love letters on display with my artwork. And if you're online, you can email me. I believe there should be a banner on screen with my email address. Okay, cool. You can email me there, your love letter, and I'll try and write it out for you. And finally, if you're a feminine identifying person, I would love to take your photo and display what happiness in a woman looks like in all different kinds of forms. And I'd like to display it in the project too. So if you feel comfortable with that and you'd like to contribute, I would love to take your photo and love to display your beauty. And that's all. So thank you.
Okay, we have our affirmation of today, for the week. And it is, I'm going to say it, and then you'll repeat after me, and then we'll all say it together. Ready? I forgive and I am free.
I forgive and I am free.
Okay, now all together. And
I forgive
wait, hey.
and I am free.
Yeah, I should have said that too. So I'm not feeling it. So let's stand up, because it's like feeling very, I forgive and I am free. All right, people, come on. With some conviction, with some authority, right? I forgive and I am free. Yeah, baby, that's it. That's the way we do it. All right. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. And I receive it. And I move love forward. Because,
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Love lives here.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Yeah. All right, are we ready? I will stand for love. I will stand for love. 'Cause I know I can be strong for love.
Yes, I know I can be strong for love.
I will truth stand for truth.
I will stand for truth. 'Cause I know I can be strong for truth. Yes, I know I can be strong for truth.
Joy, here we go. I will stand for true love. Sorry.
I will stand
for
for
love.
joy.
Let's do joy, okay. 'Cause I know I can be strong for joy.
Yes, I know I can be strong for
Joy
joy.
for God, here we go. I will stand for God.
I will
stand for God. 'Cause I know I can be strong for God. Yes, I know I can be strong for God. Have a great Sunday, you guys. Love.